Hi there, and welcome back. This is part 3 of my chat with Cyndee Harding, who has taken her safety into her own hands and is now a safety instructor for others. And she's also a co-author of the new book, From Resilience to Brilliance. I'm María Tomás-Keegan and your host, and this is part of my continuing interview series with women who have inspiring stories to tell and who are role models for the rest of us when it comes to learning to thrive. I call the show Tips for the Transition. Hi, Cyndee.
Hi. Thank you so much for chatting with me today.
Oh, it is my pleasure. You know what inspires me about you is that you refused to become a victim before you took matters into your own hands to create a safe environment. So I love that you did that for yourself, and through your learning, you can now teach others. So that's very inspiring to me. So I would love for you to share some of your tips with our audience so they can take steps to become situationally aware. Ready, set, go.
Thank you. I am ready. The first thing I want to say is I am a regular woman. I am just like you. I'm not from the military or the CIA or anything like that. I am just a woman. And we need to be able to take care of ourselves. And so that's what part of it has stemmed with the training. But I just want you to know that you can do all of this. Here, I will give you an example of one of the things that I learned kind of in kind of a scary way, I guess. It didn't really turn out scary, but I was raised in the South, and I was taught to speak to people, to be helpful. And one day I was walking up to a store, and there was a car parked in front of it, and the car was running. And I approached it from the rear of the car, and I noticed that a phone book was covering part of the license plate. And in the back window, there were lots of like books and toys. It looked like kids kind of lived in the back seat. And so there was all things kind of strewn around. So I thought I would be helpful. And so I walked up to the guy, the driver, and I just said, hey, you have a phone book caught in your trunk and it's covering part of your license plate. And he just kind of waved me off. And I was a little bit, hey, I'm trying to be nice. But I just walked off and went into the store. And as I went in, a man was running out. And once I was inside, I realized that they had just robbed that store. And so I was talking to the driver of the getaway car, telling him that his license plate was partially covered. So all of us have those things that we do, and we just learn and move on. Trust me, I'll never tell another person that their license plate is partially covered up. If I see that, I'm going to go the other way. So part of it is just being aware. So SAFE is situational awareness for everyone. Everyone. We all have things that we do that put us at risk. Some of the things that I tell, especially women, to look at themselves and kind of decide where they are in their awareness. Number one test, look at your purse. So look at your purse right now. Is it zipped up or is it shut? If it is zipped up, good thing. If it's open, you need to zip it shut. By zipping your purse shut, you have moved yourself down on the victim scale tremendously just by doing that one action. I know from personal experience, mine was unzipped, my wallet was taken. So take it from me, zip your purse. The other thing is, if you are in a parking lot and you're sitting in your vehicle, lock your doors. You want to make sure that they're locked. If you're at the gas station, lock your doors. Whenever you're in your vehicle, you want to be locked in. And whenever you're out of your vehicle, you want to have it locked as well. So it's just one of those things that the doors are always locked. The transition is where it's unlocked. And then the third thing is something that everyone can do, and that is to leave on your porch light. Excuse me. Leave your porch light on 24/7. And I know that raises some eyebrows when I say to do that, but here's why. I don't know if you remember Bewitched, but on Bewitched there was Mrs. Kravitz who saw everything in the neighborhood. Well, I want my neighbor, Mrs. Kravitz, to see everything that goes on at my front door. And so I leave that porch light on 24/7. I park in my garage. And so if I didn't leave it on, if I left during the day and got home at night, then the light would be off and then people would know that I wasn't home. So by leaving it on 24/7, that is one way that when thieves are looking at homes, they will not be able to tell if I'm home or not.
All right. Wow. Okay. Those are 3 good ones that are so easy to do. So zip your purse. I have a number of purses that don't zip, that are, you know, kind of big carry-all kinds of bags, and I hesitate to use those now since I learned that from you. So zip your purse, lock your car doors when you're sitting in the car. So that's common sense. Anybody could grab your purse out of the passenger seat of the car. That's where I leave it, right?
Yes. Not only that, but if it's not locked, someone could get in your vehicle. They could come in through the, you know, the back and, you know, threaten you, make you drive, carjacking. You just don't want anyone in your space. So whatever they're going to do, it's not for good. So you want to make sure that your doors are locked. And even at the gas station, when you are pumping gas, you usually get out with your keys and your debit or credit card, but you don't lock your door. But when you get out, you need to lock it because you are distracted. You're not paying attention because you're watching the fuel, deciding, you know, how you're going to pay. Do you want the receipt? There's all these questions and you have to look at the keyboard. So you're not looking around. And so the best thing to do is just to lock your door. So all the doors are locked. Even if there's someone on the other side, they will not have access to your vehicle.
Really good. That's a really good tip. That's a really good tip. I'm just thinking about when I go to the gas station, and you know, so often there are cars that are parked at the other pump, and they're close enough to me that I wouldn't know while I'm pumping my gas that somebody got in my car. Yeah, you know, and it makes me cringe a little bit that we live in a world in this day and age that requires this kind of awareness of our situations, so that we can, as you said earlier in the last segment, that your whole mission is to help women and all people, not just women, but prevent something from happening rather than figure out what to do if it happens, right?
Exactly. And that's, I teach, you know, the best thing that you can do for yourself, for your safety, is to have a plan. And that way you already know what you're going to do. Remember, your body cannot do what your mind has never considered. So you already know what you're going to do and you have a plan. Because if you wait in the moment, you will not execute what you really want to do because you will freeze. And freezing can cost you precious time.
That's great. You know, I think that's probably the best place to leave this for our viewers. To your body cannot, I'm going to try to get this right, your body cannot do what your mind has not considered. Did I get that right?
That's it.
All right. Your body cannot do what your mind has not considered. So that's a great last parting tip to leave them with, because we need to think about the situations we find ourselves in and do a few of the what if scenarios and kind of play them out in our heads. So Cyndee, I know that our viewers are going to want to get in touch with you to learn more. So what would be the one best way for them to do that?
They can contact me on my website. It's Cyndee's, CYNDEES, concealcarry.com. So it's CYNDEES,
Okay, and we'll have a little banner at the bottom of the video with that for our viewers to see how it's spelled out. So I want to thank you so much. I am so happy that you agreed to share your story and your tips with us because I think they're very important, especially in this day and age. And I appreciate, oh, you're welcome. I appreciate you all for watching. So be sure to go look for the book, From Resilience to Brilliance, because you'll get much more of the details in Cyndee's story, along with a lot of other great stories to read. I'd like to leave you with this one last thought. It is my deep desire that these conversations will inspire you and help you to know that you're not alone. Many of us have been in situations and we've thrived through them, and we're here to help. So I believe it is our time to thrive, and I'd love you to join me. I'm María Tomás-Keegan. Till next time.